Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Stay a while. You're watching episode 15 of Highly Opinionated, best sports show in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your co-host Josh. That is an imposter as Tim. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Tim under the mask. What's going on, Tim?
What's good, brother? Ravens Eagles week, baby. I'm ready. I'm ready.
He is ready, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, he is ready for a big game down at M&T Bank Stadium between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. We will definitely get to that football game, previewing the games for this week. But other than you getting ready for the game, bro, everything good?
Everything good, man. I can't complain.
Good, man. Ladies and gentlemen, the best producer in the game, Mr. Ross, man. What's going on, brother?
What's good, Josh? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. No complaints over here. Speaking of the Ravens, of course, we record on Mondays, so we got the big game tonight, Ravens and Chargers. So I'm definitely ready to tune into that. And also, just to say, Tim, I messed up because if I knew you was coming like that, I should have wore my Lamar jersey. But I'm telling y'all now, where I know I'm just on for the beginning, but once we win next week, I'm gonna wear my Lamar jersey.
Yeah, I like this head.
Nutshell. But yeah, I'm good, Josh. Ready to get this started.
Nothing wrong with a little friendly battle on the show, man. So I definitely look forward to that. Tim's team, Philadelphia Eagles, Adams' team, Ross's team. The Baltimore Ravens. So yeah, man, we'll definitely look forward to that show next week. Can't wait for that. The best producer in the game, Ross, man. Like I said, bro, thank you for making us look good. We want to thank, along with you making us look good, we want to thank everybody for watching last week's show. Thank you for tuning in to this week's show. We strive to be the best. We're going to continuously strive to put that effort in and be the best and be appointment guide doing for you guys is to watch. So we appreciate that. Ross, let them know where they can follow us at.
Yes, sir. You already know. Follow us on Instagram at Highly Opinionated _, and then on X, follow us at Highly O_SS. And of course, if you are on YouTube watching this, go ahead, subscribe, leave a comment. We will comment back.
Absolutely. Give a special shout out. We had our 50th subscriber on YouTube. We've been promoting that for the past couple of weeks, ladies and gentlemen. The 50th subscriber earned. He got his $50. You guys can see that on the screen. We sent it out. His Cash App is out to him. Congratulations to Ern.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you, Ern. We appreciate the love from not only him, but everyone. For our 100th subscriber, I'm telling you off rip. Tim gave 50 to the 50th subscriber. I'm giving 100 to the 100th subscriber. That's how we doing. So you get us up to 100 subscriptions. Me personally, you'll get $100 from my Cash App, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get these subscriptions up, okay? Let's get it.
Sound good.
Tim, you ready to get things popping, my brother?
Yeah, let's get it, man.
Let's get it. A recap, as we always do. Start off with recap of college football from last week, week 13, sir. One more full week of college football, week 14 in conference championships, and then off the bowl season we go. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Tim and I, there will be a graphic. Shout out to our best producer, you just seen him, Ross. Tim and I will pick every bowl game from the first game to the last game. So you guys will see that. Start off with our week 13 recap. Start off with the top 5 matchup. Ohio State and Indiana. Ohio State won 38-15. This game was close. Indiana came out guns blazing. They were up 7-0 in the first quarter. To me, the play that changed the game was the mishandle of the punt, which got Ohio State within scoring range to tie the game 7-7. And then after that point, the floodgates open. Ohio State outscored them in the second and third quarter 28-0. You're not going to beat Ohio State if they do that. Ohio State wins 38-15. They covered the spread originally for the game. Before you give your thoughts on the game, my question to you, simple yes or no, is Indiana a playoff team?
Yes.
Okay. I agree with that. I agree. Floor is yours, bro. What's your thought process on the game?
Yeah, people say football is 3 phases, and that third phase for Indiana did not show up.
Not at all.
That was the biggest difference in the game, man. They had, like you said, the muff on the punt.
The punt.
Yeah, muff on the catch punt. And then they had
trying to get the punt off. They just muffed.
Yeah, trying to get the punt off. I can't figure out the words right now. And then they gave up a punt return as well. So that was really the 2 game changes in the game. Ohio State really didn't play bad or didn't play really good either. They just did enough to win the game. Shout out to Ohio State. And Indiana just got to clean up some minor things, but I think they could be pretty good in the playoff. But shout out to Ohio State.
Yeah, the chaos that went on around them. Ole Miss lost, Alabama lost, the teams in the Big 12 lost, BYU lost, Colorado lost. So the chaos around them might help them stay in that top 12 for the college football playoff. I think they're a playoff team too as well. They got to fix up the offensive line, fix up the mistakes that they had. But if they don't make those mistakes, they are in the game. I don't think they win the game, but they're definitely in the game. So we both picked Ohio State. I thought they'd cover. You didn't. We both got the winner right. Luckily for me, I just thought they were a better team and they would handle business. But again, back to your point, if Indiana takes advantage of what they were, if Indiana just does what they were supposed to do, it's not a blowout. Next game, ladies and gentlemen, that we will recap. We both picked BYU and we both were wrong on this one. The Arizona State Sun Devils won at home against BYU 28-23 in a good game. This game was just a great game for the running back for Arizona State. 28 attempts, 147 yards, 3 touchdowns. They could not stop. Arizona State's running back couldn't be stopped. BYU had trouble with that. And BYU has been teetering all season. And we should have we thought they were, well, I don't want to speak for you, but I will in this particular situation. We thought they was going to get their stuff together. But this BYU team, man, they were once a shoe-in to make the Big 12 championship. They need to win this. They need to win this week and get some help to get to the Big 12 championship.
No, for sure. Like you said, man, the running back Scatterbull, man, that boy was running through everybody, man. Even on his bad runs, it was 5 yards a carry. So they had trouble stopping him. Passing wise, BYU had a shot at the end. The quarterback missed a wide open deep pass on the left sideline. He missed him. And then normally when that happens, you know what happens next. Next play, interception. You know what I'm saying? So that's still the game.
Got to take advantage and hit those free shots. Got to make your layup.
Exactly. Got to make the layups. That's a big thing that we preach. So shout out to Arizona State, man. I didn't know how good they was because I haven't really watched them a lot all year. But, man, that running back, Scatterbull, man, he was hard to bring down, man. He was giving, he reminded me like Nick Chubb-ish. Like, he powerful, running hard. Like, he don't do too much movement. He just run downhill and he breaking tackles. So he going to break you for 2 tackles for sure.
You got to wrap him up.
You got to wrap him up for sure. He ain't going down with no arm tackle.
If you got an extra third here, you need to wrap him up with that. He might break that tackle.
Exactly.
The Big 12, man, wide open race. You got 4 teams at 6-2. Arizona State, BYU, Colorado, Iowa State. So the Big 12 is top 2 make it. So between that, if everyone wins out, the Big 12 championship would be Arizona State and Iowa State. So Colorado needs help and BYU needs help. Last game we're going to go over for our recap is Louisville and Pittsburgh. We both took Pittsburgh and patting our dues in this game, and we both were made to look like straight dumbasses. Louisville came out and said, yeah, we lost the game the week before. We should have won that. We're going to take care of this one. And they did. They won 37-9. Pittsburgh played 3 different quarterbacks, so that should tell you all you need to know. All 3 quarterbacks had an interception. As far as for Louisville, Tyler Shuck, 17-28, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Brown, the running back, 13 attempts, 93 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This is the Louisville team that should have been playing basically down the stretch of this season. They were playing terrible, and that's why I took Pittsburgh. But congratulations to Louisville. They showed up. They showed out. They got their win at home, 37-9. And now both teams are 7-4 in the ACC. Well, 7-4 overall.
Yeah, man. You said it well. The crazy part of this game is I watched it, right? So from the beginning, Pitt drove the ball down the field with ease, man. So they drove the ball. They get all the way to the 5-yard line. Holston throws a terrible pick. Like, I don't even know what he's looking at. And from then on, I don't know what the Louisville coach said to them, but they took it personal. And it got ugly. Like, every time I flip back to that game, Louisville always had the ball. Louisville always – I never flipped back and Pittsburgh had the ball. Louisville always had the ball. So, yeah, that was a bit – yeah, we missed on that one completely. But shout out to Louisville, man. They bounced back from a bad loss.
Yeah, we did. We missed that one out completely. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't lie. Y'all know I tell the truth. I ain't going to say it make it seem like I watched this game. I turned this game on one time. When I turned it on, Louisville was up 10-0. I'm like, oh, okay. And then when I just happened to see the score at the end of the night, I'm like, damn, they won 37-9. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So my point is that we definitely thought Pittsburgh would give a better effort. I don't know what's up with Pat Narduzzi's team with the effort. It's okay to lose, but not 37-9. Pittsburgh's a way better team than that and a way better head coach team than that. So week 14, fast approaching in college football. As always, we give out 3 games that we want you that we'll preview. We want you guys to pay attention to. Start off on Thanksgiving night. Big game. Memphis, 9-2. Tulane, number 20 Tulane, 9-2, 7:30 ESPN. Who you like?
Man, this game should be a shootout, man. Both offenses very explosive. And I think this game is going to come down to who has the ball last. And I like the Memphis quarterback, Shane Hennigan. I like him a lot. And he has more experience than the Tulane quarterback. So give me Memphis in the upset to win the game.
To win the game. By the way, Tulane is favored by 14.
Yes, they are. Yep.
I don't think they'll win by 14, but I'm going to take Tulane. The reason why I'm going to take Tulane, I think they have an outside chance of making a college football playoff. An outside chance. So, I picked Memphis before the season started to get to the college football playoff. That was my group of 5 pick. So Memphis is 9-2, Tulane's 9-2. 2 both good teams, like you said, 2 great high-scoring, high-paced offenses. I think Tulane will win a shootout at home, but I expect Memphis to cover the 14 points. I think that's entirely too many points.
Right, no, sure.
Give me Tulane. Next game, Saturday, 12 o'clock. Number 18, South Carolina. Number 17, Clemson. I'll start us off. I am going to take the quasi upset. I like South Carolina. I'm in love with the South Carolina team. You called it first, so I got to give you credit. Sellers, his last game, he had 5 touchdown passes. So I'm a big fan of what I'm seeing from South Carolina. I like what they have. I like Shane Beamer. And I don't think this Clemson team will overwhelm South Carolina. So give me South Carolina to win at Clemson. And if things go right, I don't know how great their chance is. South Carolina could sneak into that playoff with this win.
Yeah.
So give me South Carolina on the road.
Man, I like both of these teams, man. I was going back and forth with this game for real. Like, I think this is probably going to be the best game of the weekend. I'm pretty sure it should be. You got 2 well-coached teams, both playing good football right now. Like, nobody, you know what I'm saying? They both playing real good football right now. But, man, I just think Clemson and the running back Martha, man, I think Martha gets it going. I think they find a way to win. I think it's going to, like I said, it's going to be a 3-point game. It's not going to be no blowout. But I think Klubnik, Martha, Clemson defense might be slightly better overall. I think South Carolina has the better defensive line, though. So, give me Clemson at home to get the win.
Clemson at home. Yeah, I take South Carolina. And you got Clemson. Should be a great game. Saturday 12 on ESPN should be one of the best games of the weekend. Now, in my opinion, the best game of the weekend is the last game we'll preview. The number 3 Texas Longhorns travel to College Station in a rivalry game with Texas A&M. I can't remember the last time the Longhorns and the Aggies played against each other in a game. But you have Texas at Texas A&M Saturday at 7:30. Who you like?
Man, so since that Georgia loss, Texas has looked better defensively. Yours looks like himself again, like he did at the beginning of the season. A&M, man, they just had a tough loss. They might have been looking towards this week instead of playing Auburn last week. And I don't like how Auburn scored. I know they went to 3 overtimes, but Auburn scoring 41 is insane. They not even built like that. Give me Texas in a blowout, man. I don't think this one's close. I think Texas. I think they about to send a message going into the, you know what I'm saying, SEC championship game. I think they put it on A&M, man. I don't think this game gonna be close.
The winner of this game will play Georgia next week in the SEC championship game, and we agree there will be a rematch in the SEC championship game of that game that happened in Austin, Texas. Because I'm hooking them too. Give me Texas. I just think they're the better team. And Texas, honestly, they have no signature win. This is a signature win for them. Yeah. So just in case they lose to Georgia, they could fall back on that if they lose an SEC championship game. So to me, this is more important for Texas than it is Texas A&M. I don't think Texas A&M. I think Texas has a better chance of beating Georgia than Texas A&M.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
give me. So I'll like I said, I'll take Texas to win that game, and can't wait for the SEC championship game next week with Georgia and Texas. A lot of chaos last week in college football, man. Like we said, Big 12 is in shambles. The Big 10, Oregon has clinched a spot in the Big 10 championship game. If Ohio State beats Michigan on Saturday, they go. If not, it more likely will be it will either be Penn State or Indiana. So one of those two teams will benefit if Ohio State loses. The ACC championship game is a little bit more set in stone. SMU clinched their spot. They will either play Miami or Clemson. I think they'll play Miami. I think Miami are going on the road and beat Syracuse. And the big, like I said earlier, in the Big 12, you got a 14 race jumbled up for that division. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all watch this week of college football, and we will see who will be playing in the conference championship to decide who will get a bye in the first ever 12-team playoff. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. As you can see, we have a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Fred. His first time on Highly Opinionated. Welcome to the show. What's going on, Fred?
Yes, sir, man. Pleasure to be here with you guys, man. Thanks for having me on board on Highly Opinionated. Like I told you guys before, I've been subscribed to your page ever since, shout out to Josh for putting me on. It's been a great platform to go to. I highly recommend a lot of people to dive into your page, see what you guys discuss. You guys are great on that sports analysis, always tackling the best topics on every sport category. And it's just an honor just to be here to witness all of that. And I even go to past episodes to look at the stuff you guys talk about. And it gets interesting more and more. So I look forward to what you guys keep dropping every week or two with the episodes, man.
Appreciate
you. Yeah,
appreciate you, bro, man. We love it. We love the support. And obviously, this is not your first. Obviously, this is your first. And ladies and gentlemen, it damn sure won't be his last. With that wonderful statement, touched our hearts, man. You got to spot on the show forever. Whenever you want it, bro, just a phone call away. You got that, man.
Appreciate it, man. Anytime, man.
Absolutely. Likewise. So we see under your name, Broncos Nation. So should I suspect from that you're a Broncos fan?
Yes, sir. Been there since a long time, man. Early 2000s, since we had Jake Plummer, and even when we had Clinton Portis, Champ Bailey, drafted Brandon Marshall, Elvis Dumerville, and a couple more young brothers back then, because I grew up watching them come from the generation where it was hard knock football, where, the style of playing, you know how there's a style of football that they play now versus back then is just, so different. So, they got a lot of leeway on a lot of things that they do nowadays versus back then. You couldn't get away with a lot of that stuff.
I.e., like wide receivers going across the middle, they would, 10, 15 years ago, they would hate that. Now it's like, hey, throw me the ball.
Nah, for real, man. I've been there. I played football for 10 years myself and played all the way up to semi-pro. And trust me, you wasn't running across that middle thinking that linebacker is about to let you just catch the ball every time. That wasn't happening. So to see these young guys be able to go out there and play at a high level and just, be able to make plays up and down the field without, getting bodily harm to them, it's a little different for me. But, it's the game has changed, man. So I tell everyone it's no longer my generation. I'm watching a different level of these young kids stepping into it.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, with that being said, right, I agree with you 1,000%. Like, I really prefer, like, I'm not going to say you can't tell how good the players are now, but I would love to see them play in a more physical era, whereas though, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you, like you said, running across the middle, like the linebacker really got to think how to hit the guy now because they hit him too high, they're going to call unsportsmanlike, hit him too low, you can't hit him too low. So it's really like a small target for him, though. So, like, I'm with you, man. I love the old football. I feel like back in our times, it was more of a gladiator sport. Now it's more of like anybody can play in the sense. Like, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't playing a while. I played a long time as well. And I feel like I can come off the couch and give somebody some type of snaps because it's just not the same. Like, it don't give me that same feel. Like, so I definitely agree with that point, man. I think we got to go back. I know people don't like player safety and all that. This ain't a safe
Yeah,
game. You know what I'm saying? It's not
yeah,
safe.
man.
It's not safe, yo. So you know what I'm saying? You can't put rules in a violent game to make it safe. It's not safe.
Can't do it.
Like,
Nah, for
say you
real.
work for construction, you could fall off a roof at any day. I don't see them complaining. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a safe game.
Yeah,
Stop trying to make
that's
it so
true.
safe. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, you just can't play the game. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see I love hard hits. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that aspect of the game. And it's like watching these games, it'd be so bad sometimes. It'd be frustrating to watch because it's like y'all really killing the sport to me. Like you can't even hit the body weight rule. I hate the body weight rule. You can't tackle a quarterback. Like it's just so much like this ain't the
It's bad, man.
same sport we grew up on, man.
I agree, 100%.
Absolutely. Well, the game is the game. We take the game for what it is. We still obviously we love the game. We wish the game. I'm agreeing with you guys. The game would be a little bit more physical. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all ain't peeped the little sneak this my man Fred and Tim tried to do to me. They said, man, when the game was tough, you wouldn't want to go across the middle. So physical guys like Tim and Fred, they could play back in the day. A guy like me, a guy like me, we love the game now because you don't need to be backing us up, knocking us all out the way. We don't need that. So we try and come in, look good, play. What Dion said, you look good, you play good. Back in the day, man, them dudes had faces like this and this and all this and all that. So again, you guys are right. All joking aside, I love physical football, and I wish we would get back to that, especially in the playoffs. Like, let's be a little bit more physical. Like, you're trying to get to the Super Bowl. The ultimate prize is hard, so let's make it hard. You feel me? But y'all saw this. We know why the rules changed. The quarterbacks are everything. The Patriots had that season without Tom Brady. It's like the Ravens boot. You feel me? So that's what that is. I don't always agree with that. Like you guys said, like you can have it. You can, like you said, somebody could be a roofer and fall off the roof. Man, like they try to make cars as safety as possible. You still, if you get in a car accident, it's still a greater chance that you could injure yourself or die. You feel me? So you can't, like Tim said, I love it. Like you can try and make stuff as safe as you can, but the human body should not be colliding in another human body the way that they do. Like you can't make it more safe than what it is unless you just put flags on it. So I agree with y'all on that, the physicality. But again, the game is what the game is now. Fred, you're a Broncos fan. Your Broncos are 7-5, and as I'll mention later on in the show, I think they have the offensive rookie of the year in Bo Nix. What you think about your Broncos, man? What you think about what they got with Bo Nix, that defense, Sean Payton? Those guys balling right now, man.
Man, look, I can tell you this right now, just watching my team on how they started and how we are now, it's been up and down this season for us, trying to secure a wild card spot and definitely just trying to just make it out of our own division because we still got Chargers sitting up there. We still got the Chiefs sitting up there at 10-1. So we see the type of competition and battles that we got, along the horizon that we need to face on. And I can just tell you right now, the way how we just bounced back and just shout out to Sean Payton on what he's doing for our team, the organization, or how he just able to galvanize the team together and just be able to put plays in the playbook and scheme around Bo Nix on, let him play his style of play. I feel as though that just gave us an edge on our offense when you allow your young quarterback to feel more comfortable in the pocket and open up the playbook so he can pick out what schemes or do whatever type of plays he needs to do. And definitely as far as our defense, I feel as though our defense has always been there since A1, always willing to, come out there and just try to put our best effort out there on the field. And even though we have minor injuries at the interior due to the defensive line, because I feel as though that's where it truly begins at. I feel as though we have the right pieces around DB core, linebacker core. It's just that deep line pressure is something that we need to focus on. And I'm glad that we was able to get, a key player like, Nick Bonito to be there at that pass rush position, generating pressure. I believe he has over about maybe 8 or 9 sacks this season. And he's performing very well I believe he is a Pro Bowler at this point based on how he's been balling out. And I believe we also have another pass rusher that's balling out as well. And we just need to keep that type of momentum, be able to generate pressure and be able to create turnovers so we can have the momentum shift on our end and be able to control the game our way. And I think that's the style of like the way the Broncos would like to play the game. But it's just sometimes we go against these good teams where they already know how to scheme around these young quarterbacks. You know, they're still new to the style of the game of football, and the fundamentals is where they beat them most of the time at. And I just feel as though we just need to improve more on that, grow on that, kind of build around Bo Nix, and we'll be good, you know, rolling over to, you know, our bye week. Because after the bye week is over, I believe our team gonna come back fully healthy, more poised, more ready to go to finish off the rest of the season with a record that's going to secure a wild card spot. And I believe that's the goal that we're aiming for, because we see where Raiders are at. We also notice where other divisions like, you know, the AFC South, you know, AFC North, because, you know, you got the Steelers, you got Ravens, you got Browns, you got Bengals up in there. Even though we're not worrying too much about necessarily like, you know, Browns and Bengals, but you still got Ravens, you still got Steelers. They have a chance to secure their spots out there, get a win. You still got Chiefs, Bills, Houston's looking good. They almost could have had that loss, you know, against Tennessee Titans, but they was able to bounce back and secure the W on that. So it's a lot of underdog teams and a lot of elite teams in the AFC right now that's actually trying to secure winning spots on their record. Because once the season's over, man, you know, it's like 0-0 going to the playoffs. And I just want my team to already have a mindset where it's like we may secure this wild card spot, but it's 0-0 when we go up in here. So it's anybody ball game, honestly.
No, for sure. One thing I do like about the Broncos is like everybody young. You know what I'm saying? So they get to gel and grow together. So I think that cohesion over time, like they might not do too much in the playoffs this year, but like as them years go on, because you know windows, you start the opportunities and windows start to get there. You might need to add a vet somewhere here and there, but it's like I like when they start the teams from the ground up and build that cohesion. So they already grew together, they lost together, you know what I'm saying? They cried together. So now once we really get to clicking, now it's like, oh yeah, the Broncos really gonna be something to mess with. And I know a lot of people, crazy thing, a lot of people ain't like Bo Nix in the draft. I actually did. Like, I don't know what they like. Sometimes I don't know what the scouts be looking at, because I know I do get Oregon offense. They do throw a lot of screen passes, but he can throw as well. Like, it ain't like that's all he can do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Bo Nix can actually play. Like, I actually liked him over JJ McCarthy. I know he ain't played this year. It was a couple quarterbacks I thought he was better than personally. Caleb Williams, to me, I thought he was better. I seen a lot of Caleb Williams at USC. I didn't really see it. Like, he has his moments, but it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, consistent. Bo Nix was consistent. Like, I like consistency more than flash. Like, a lot of people go with the flash. You make that one flashy play, throw it behind your back or something, you know what I'm saying, get the whole crowd cheering. But you go 7-9, you know what I'm saying, you hitting the check down, you hitting your reads, that's more effective. So, you know what I'm saying? So I always was a Bo Nix fan, even at Auburn. So, like, I love it. And Sean Payton, he doing his thing, man. I was shocked. I actually looked at Russ' numbers the other day in Denver. His numbers actually wasn't that bad. Like, you know what I'm saying?
26 touchdowns, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Let me just make this point. Baker Mayfield had the same stats last year. He got $100 million. Go ahead.
Yeah, like, so, like, I was wondering, like, so why was we giving, like, because the media even fooled me. I thought Russ was washed. Like, I'm like, so why did we think Russ was washed? I just think it wasn't Denver in that moment. They wasn't just a quarterback away. You know what I'm saying? You know how sometimes you just bring a quarterback in and they be like, oh, yeah, we should be good now. They wasn't a quarterback away. Now, you know what I'm saying? They get more pieces, more, you know what I'm saying? Things starting to gel. So, yeah, I definitely like the Broncos. They definitely a nice little, they're going to be a contender real soon.
To make your point, Fred, about that defense, brother, Nick Bonito got 10 sacks. Jonathan Cooper got 7. Zach Allen got 5. Franklin Myers got 5. So you got 4 people with at least 5 sacks. And when you have 4 people with at least 5 sacks, that means you're getting after the quarterback. That defensive line is winning. Now, like you said, Fred, to make your point, they do need a dominant, like, defensive tackle. Like, they can draft one, sign one to go along with Bonito, to go along with Cooper, to go along with Allen, because all 3 of those players are basically edge rushers in a way. To go along with those 3 guys and somebody in the middle. I know they're not going to get a guy like this, but somebody like a Vita Vea, somebody like a Justin his name not Metabike no more, but whatever his first name is. I'm going to say whatever his first name is, but Metabike from the Ravens, a Cam Hayward from the Steelers, somebody like that can just set the middle. Man, this Denver team is loaded. And getting back to your point about Bo Nix stats right now, 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, over 2,500 passing yards, slightly above 2,500 passing yards. He's been playing well. He had a couple questionable games to start the season. He had two interceptions against the Seattle, first game ever on the road. That's understandable. The second game, I feel like he played the best defense he'll probably see all year. No disrespect to the Chargers, I think they're good, but I thought he played the Steelers. That defense is loaded, especially at the beginning of the year. They had everybody healthy, but after that, they beat Tampa. I think they didn't they beat. Yeah, I think they beat the Jets. They beat the Raiders. They played the Chargers. They lost to the Chargers in a close game. They beat New Orleans. They beat Carolina. They lost to the Ravens. Lost to the Chiefs. They beat the Falcons, and then they played against the Vikings. His game against the Falcons was the best game of the season. He had 4 touchdowns, 307 yards. So he balled out. And he's my favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. So I think you guys got a good quarterback, Sean Payton, a good head coach. And shout out to my man, Vance Joseph. He's the defensive coordinator there. He was the former head coach there. He was the defensive coordinator last year when they got 73 or 78 or 80, whatever it was, when Miami just destroyed them. Since that point of giving up 70 points in Miami, this Denver defense has done a complete 180. Those guys are physical. They fighting. They hungry. They hustling. They tackling. They playing with pride. They playing with how they should play. So I love what the Broncos got going on. And I don't think y'all – I'm not putting this on you because you ain't say this. I think y'all playoff contender. Obviously, y'all not Super Bowl contender. I think you would even admit that. Yeah. But to make the playoffs with this team, and if y'all can win a game, that should segue y'all up for next year.
For sure, I agree with that, man, and that's the main goal right there. Because, like Tim said, man, it's always good to start a team young and just build them from the ground up and watch them grow together. And that's the main key when it comes to playing football. You need all 52 men out there ready to work, ready to all be on the same page, man. And that's just the bottom line when it comes to it. I just see that my team can go far potentially in the playoffs, but just seeing how much other teams that's already got their teams already like unified and already have the blueprint for how they need to play. I already know they have a scheme already set up for us. If we do secure a wild card spot, I just have a feeling we might mess around, might face, I don't know, possibly Bills, maybe Houston, possibly Ravens or Steelers, like a team that that know how to play around a young rookie quarterback and know how to get him uncomfortable, get him out that pocket, make him throw unnecessary throws. It was almost like the same thing that the Ravens ended up going against when they, played against the Browns and played against recently. What's the other team they struggled against where they kept the Steelers? They came with the blueprint for Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. They was like, hey, we're going to neutralize the run game to a certain degree, and we're going to force you to use your arm and see where is it at. And that's when you started to see that when they started trailing behind and Steelers was ahead, notice Lamar couldn't even catch up. He had to do what he had to do, make flashy plays, certain spectacular, electrifying moments in order to keep the Ravens' momentum and them in the game. So I can tell that's going to be the main key for us. If once we get into the wild card, we got to make sure we set the tone. The momentum has to be in our favor, and we got to make sure time of possession with the ball, man, that's key factor. Whoever has the ball more, has the ball in their hands more, that's a team that's dominating the line of scrimmage, because that's the main thing that they did back in the day with elite quarterbacks like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. The first thing teams was like, bro, we keep them on the sideline as much as possible because we know when they get on the field, what's going to happen. So hopefully our team is able to, digest what the rest of these other teams looking like in the AFC, and we able to get the scheme or blueprint for them. Because I know they already got what they need for us. We just need to be prepared for what we need to face going off into the wild card. Because in my eyes, I believe that we're going to secure a wild card spot. I'm just speaking that out into existence. But I know there's other teams that's also fighting for that spot. I potentially believe Miami can have a chance if, they keep doing what they doing after, Tua had his little scares with his concussion that, we thought he was going to retire, but, he came back for them. So they keep this going. They can go around, go 10 and 8, 11 and 7. It's all up in the air with that. But as far as like the rest of the teams on for like the NFC and everything side, it's like it's already decided on who is going to be in the playoffs when it comes to the NFC. Honestly, shout out to the Detroit, what they got going on with Jared Goff. He's playing phenomenal this year. For him to be able to put up those numbers and throw touchdowns. Granted, he had that one game where he threw about 4 or 5 interceptions, but his bounce back the next game was so impressive. I ain't gonna lie, that put him right back in the discussion for pop MVP. Just being able to bounce back and capitalize as a quarterback. I feel like that's the main key into being, an elite quarterback. You're able to take some wins and losses when it comes to the turnover differential, and you able to capitalize off of that and be able to put numbers back on the board and lead your team into victory. So, I trust me for MVP. I do believe Jared Goff should get it. Possibly Patrick Mahomes, maybe, but it's just only because of the record. Even though his stats don't match up to the record, it's the fact that he's able to go out there and still be able to play the way he needs to play the style of football for the Chiefs. Andy Reid is able to make these type of adjustments, come with a blueprint each and every game. I feel like that takes more than just brain power. That takes physical teamwork. Everything got to be all in the same point of alignment for y'all to be able to execute plays up and down the field. So, just being able to see Patrick Mahomes play the way he plays, it's like, man, he's always going to be in that MVP conversation because the record speaks for itself and he ain't got much to work with, but he's able to get the job done. Same thing like Josh Allen. Man, that man can play too. And he ain't even got much to work with, and he's finding a way to make his team, get into the playoffs. What they're 8-2, 9-2 right now.
9-2.
They're
9-2.
they're looking real good. Just for him to have a rookie wide receiver, he had to pick up Curtis Samuels. He got 2 decent tight ends, a good running back, but it was on. They're like plays that he got to dump it off to them. He got to be able to find ways to put the ball in their hands in order to make something work versus him actually having that talent like how he used to have with, the dude Gabriel Davis and, Stephon Diggs, where they were already playmakers. All he had to do was just, dial the ball up downfield and, plays started happening. So just to see how these quarterbacks been proven before with or without, I feel like they'll always be in that conversation for the MVP discussion. This is the first time this year I feel like a running back should definitely be in the discussion for MVP, like, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, how the way they've been balling. And like I tell everyone, like we had this conversation, this is apples and oranges on how you like your running back, to be honest with you, man. You can get your traditional running back like Derrick Henry. He could just up and down the field, ground and pound, or you can get your Saquon Barkley where he can give you a little bit of everything. He can catch it in the backfield. He can run it up the field. He can go from east to west, north to south, and make plays with his whole entire body. It's all about how you like a preference of a running back that can make your team be, feel some type of way like you're able to move the ball down the field. So that's the main key, man. If you can't establish a good run game, it's kind of hard for the passing game to open up down the field. Even though it's a passing lead, and we see that there's a lot of young guys that got the opportunity to get open and make explosive plays. But if the line ain't right, ain't nobody gonna be open, man. At the end of the day, we seen it time and time before in playoffs and Super Bowls. You saw how Patrick Mahomes struggled against that Buccaneers front line. It wasn't a. You saw he was running all out of pocket, dumping passes off hand there, just trying to find a play. He had playmakers, but he was like, I don't got time. So
he was running for his life. I remember that.
Man, look, I'm telling you. So it's going to be very interesting to see how later on down the season, when you look at the rest of these teams, and especially a lot of these underdog teams that we underestimate, where they want to win games too. You know what I'm saying? They also want to go out there and make sure that, hey, we know y'all about to get a secure spot, but we won't stop y'all as much as possible. So most of these underdog teams, man, they're anybody with winning records, they're gunning for them. 100% they're gunning for them, especially if it's in your division. And it's hard to win out your division more than anything. The hardest. You see them more than you see away games. So it's going to be a big challenge to see how, the AFC and the NFC teams, or who's walking away and walking without going into the playoffs. It's going to be definitely a toss-up in the air.
Tim, I'll let you go after this. I'll just make this statement. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Some of these NFL teams see division rivals more than they see their wife during the season. So that is 100% true. You feel me? So definitely. Go ahead, Tim. My bad.
No, you good. All I was gonna say, yeah, no, I definitely agree, man. Like you said with the underdogs, man, they get paid too, bro. So you know what I'm saying. Just because you rank number one, yeah, we respect it, but we on the field that don't matter to us. Like we try, you know what I'm saying. We try to get another check for it, you know what I'm saying. So that don't matter. So like, I think that personally, I think that NFC is better than the AFC. Normally, it's the other way. If you ask me, I think the NFC got more like top heavy teams. Like I think, you know what I'm saying. It's more to me. It's more and not. I'm not gonna say more NFC teams can win the Super Bowl, but like I think it wouldn't shock me. You know what I'm saying? If it was, I feel like the NFC team will win the Super Bowl this year. I just feel like the NFC not is good. I don't know why. Like it just don't seem like some of the teams we expected to do more, not doing more than some of the teams that we thought would be mediocre. They're doing better than what we thought. So it's like one of those years for the AFC.
Yeah, no, I definitely I haven't decided what conference will win the Super Bowl, but I do think the two of the three best teams in the league are in the NFC, the Lions and the Eagles. So just like you said, Fred, I want to hit on the point you said about the Patrick Mahomes thing. Most people, like including me, if you think about it, he doesn't have MVP numbers, but you're right. He will always be in a conversation because his team is always going to win. Yeah. So let's say, even though it's not going to happen because Saquon had a great game on Sunday, let's say Saquon and Lamar have an average game. Let's say they start to teeter a little bit. And let's say Josh Allen starts to teeter a little bit. Now, in a way, Patrick Mahomes is going to get the MVP just because of the process of elimination. He got the best record. And he on the number one seed with the best record. So you're right about that. Like even that his numbers aren't gaudy, the fact that he's going to be number one, number two in contention, that is what's going to keep him in contention to be an MVP candidate every year, for sure. So your Broncos, man, you think they'll get to the playoffs this year? Obviously, you hit on that. What would you like to see them do in the next couple of seasons to be from a playoff contender to an actual Super Bowl contender? What moves do you think they need to make?
Well, main thing, I do think we need a number two receiver to back up Courtland Sutton because he's 30 right now and he's only getting older. He's not getting younger. And you kind of need another number two to kind of like, feed off number one receiver so he can learn something from them, be able to grasp everything. It's almost like quarterbacks, when you about to pass the torch on to a young vet that know he got it. So it's like the same thing with receivers. You always got the veteran receiver that's going to pass it on to the young guy that got the talent. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Looking for a number two wide receiver to go along with Courtland Sutton if he stays with us the next couple years. I definitely do believe that our DBs aren't the best, but I feel like they're good enough. PS2, Patrick, he does his job. He's able to get the job done. But ever since we got rid of Justin Simmons, and arguably I feel like he was one of the best safeties in the league for a long period of time. And once we got rid of him, you kind of lose that deep threat back there that's able to shut out one side of the field. So I definitely do believe we need another, strong safety to kind of, be a leader, because that's what I feel like we're missing, some form of leadership back there that's going to actually hold everyone accountable, to actually be able to galvanize the defense together and be like, hey, that's my fault, but we got to make it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to have that type of like playmakers there, because you can have skillful players there all day and put them in the right position, but if they're not vocal about where they're at on the field, then the team ain't gonna really feel it the way they need to feel it. It's almost like everyone's on defense, but everyone playing the way that they need to play versus playing how we all need to play, especially when it comes to game situations. We need that. And I'll say thirdly, I think we just need I ain't gonna lie, running back. We need a skillful running back. I'm deciding if I want, a traditional, like a Derrick Henry or a Saquon Barkley type of, running back. But I feel like we just need something like that. Like, I feel like we always get a little bit of this, a little bit of that with the type of running backs we got. Like, when you mention them, you be like, you don't really say too much, but when you watch them, you be like, I like how they play, but it ain't giving enough to where as though it's changing, the game.
Changing the
Whereas
game.
yeah, like you feel like when you see Derrick Henry get on the field, like you got to worry about that. When you say Saquon Barkley on the field, you got to worry about that. When you think about McCollin and all of them, man, you're not really worrying too much about them. You're just trying to see if you can just stop them a couple yards before they have an outbreak. So I just feel like those three things, I believe that if we're able to later on down the stretch in a few years, we're able to pick up a few pieces like that, that'd be great. I mean, I do agree with what you were saying, Joshua. We need another, inside nose tackle that can generate some pressure with Bonito. I highly agree with that. Hopefully, we're able to find someone that has that type of, skill set for us to fit in, because I know Broncos always had a nice pass rush in the history of lineup. So it's kind of weird that we stray away from that since the passing lead and everything and all that. So the guys ain't out there playing as, like I want to see ball, get ball type of thing. It's more like, hey, I'm just trying to make a flashy look, get a couple sacks, call it a day. With, it's a little bit more to it. We got to be able to generate turnovers. When we get the quarterback, we stripping the ball from them versus just getting the sack. Hopefully be able to get those type of players that's able to create turnovers, So that's just my take on how I hopefully think my team will do these next few years, because I already know we only just get the wild card spot. That's how I believe. Wild card spot, whether we win or lose, we got that.
And then, yeah, I agree with you. Let's get the wild card spot. And then, like I said, let's just take improvement. And the thing about y'all Tim, I'll let you go. The thing about y'all that won't hurt y'all, that will hurt Washington next year, that hurt the Texans this year, it's this E word. You heard about it. It's called expectations. Now, y'all going to have expectations, but y'all expectations won't be through the roof. The Texans' expectation was through the roof. The Bears' expectations for Caleb Williams this year was a little bit unrealistic to me. Like, they thought about him throwing for 4,000 yards, getting the Bears to the playoffs. I'm like, bro, let's win a couple games. Let's run the ball. Let's do that first when we talk about him to have 4,000 yards. You feel me? So I think with y'all, and I love with y'all, and I gotta get a man credit. Sean Payton, I was critical of you last season. I gotta give you credit. We know he's a Super Bowl winning coach, and we know with the right quarterback in his system, he can make things happen. So, like I said, the defensive tackle, but I'm agreeing with your point. You need a number 2 receiver. You need a safety just as, to replace Justin Simmons. And the running back position, I think y'all be able to draft somebody that can come in and do that. But the running back position, I agree. McLaughlin, Williams, and even Estime, they don't scare you. Like, they don't really like, oh my God, I got to watch out for them. You're just like, all right, I need to tackle them. I need to stop them. Let's go for that's first down. Let's stop them. Let's go to the second play. With Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, okay, oh damn, Saquon lining up in the slot. What we gonna do? Saquon right here. What we gonna do? Derrick Henry in the backfield. We got to watch him with that handoff with Lamar and the ball action, ball fake, stuff like that. So I definitely agree with you with your point on about how to improve the team. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, running back. I don't know how much college football you watch. A running back, I think that would fit Denver well. Would be Rocket Sanders. He plays for South Carolina. Physical running back with some speed. I think that'll be a great pickup. I don't know where he's at on most draft boards, but check him out. I think he'll fit. He sort of remind me like that Terrell Davis move. Like he's he one of them type of players, run real hard, one cut type of guy, ain't doing too much jittering, dancing type of stuff. He straight downhill. So yeah, man. I agree with mostly everything you said though. Like I think Denver, I think that division used to be talked about for being bad. Like Kansas City just gonna walk through it. I think in years to come, a friend of mine said he think Mahomes gonna win 8 championships. I said, nah. the way the talent in that division and the coaches they got in the division now, that ain't gonna keep flying. Whereas though you got to go to Kansas City every year to go. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through them. I don't see that happening. So
not happening at all. Not with Jim Harbaugh and not with Sean Payton. And the Raiders eventually will get it together at some point in time.
Yeah, they gonna figure it out. They got the most work to do in that division. They got they do.
They're gonna be last for a while. But my point is, eventually, if they get the right coach, right quarterback, I ain't gonna lie. It's this coach and quarterback. They're in Boulder, Colorado. Just putting that out there. So I just leave that for that. You people can do.
I don't think Dion want to coach pros though.
I understand that. But for me, I would throw him, bro.
Oh
I
no,
would throw
no, I
the
get it
bag.
as an organization.
Just like I threw the bag to get Fred to come on the show. You gotta throw Dion the bag. You feel me? You gotta throw him the bag. You gotta, hey, man, this is why you coming. So you gotta throw the bag to come on. So that
dang, Fred, you get paid more than me.
That's what I was like, hold up.
Hey, Fred, don't talk about money disclosure on the show. It won't be.
Sit them on, man. Sit them on.
It won't be episode 16 next week. Fred, man, we want to thank you for your time, brother. You are the best, bro. We can't wait to have you back soon. Very knowledgeable about the game of football. As you can see, he played it, know it well. Fred, I'm gonna tell you this, bro. Two things, and I don't know if Tim will agree with this or not. One, bro, you could be sitting right in this chair because you got the gift of gab. You're perfect at it. And two, bro, you're doing yourself a disservice. You should be coaching these kids, getting these kids right, bro, because your knowledge of the game is just too crazy just to be on some show. So I appreciate you, bro. We appreciate your time, man. We look forward to having you back soon, man. And thank you for everything, brother.
Appreciate you.
Thanks again, man. Appreciate you guys having me on here. I hope you guys keep moving forward with this podcast, man. Shout out to you guys just adding me on here. It's good to see brothers, kings, progress through life, staying headstrong with everything they got going on. And trust me, my prayers be going out to you guys every time with this episodes, every time y'all dropping these things, man. Rooting for y'all, man, for real.
Man, we appreciate that, man. That means a lot, for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, support, you know what they think of black men in general, crabs in the bucket mentality. So, like, man, we appreciate all love and support. That's why we like bringing different people on here just so they can talk, get their sports on. Because for me, like I told him, it's really like an outlet for me, whereas though, like, we talk about sports anyway. Like, it's just, it cleared my mind. Like, I get time just to talk sports. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's needed for me. Like, it's therapy for me. So, like, we definitely appreciate the support, though.
Absolutely,
Fred,
man.
brother, you are the best, bro. This is your first time, but damn sure won't be your last time, man. We will set something up before the NFL season is over, brother. Can't wait to have you back on, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate it for having me on here, man.
Yes, sir, brother. Appreciate you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. Week 12 recap of the NFL. Let's go over these games from last week, starting with the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle beat Arizona 16-6 in a defensive struggle. Both teams' offenses really ain't really do so much. Kyler Murray, 24-37, 285 yards, one interception, a terrible interception. Geno Smith was 22 or 31, 254 yards, a touchdown pass to Jackson Smith and Jigma, and also he had an interception. We both picked Seattle. Not surprised that Arizona struggled. Really not. They play each other again in 2 weeks. I think Arizona will win that game, foreshadowing. So Seattle did what they did. They won at home. Great game. Kyler Murray next game will have to be better. You can't do stupid interceptions. Just throw the ball out of bounds, son. Live for the next play. But this game went how I thought it would. Seattle won this one. I expect Arizona to win next one. And ladies and gentlemen, no, I'm not getting off the bandwagon. I still think Arizona's the third best team in the conference, despite this loss. I still believe in them.
Yeah, man. For me, man, the Cardinals, man, they kind of let me down. I'm not even gonna say they let me down, but man, that's the thing with Kyler Murray right there, man. I be wanting to elevate him in like top 15, top 10, like, cause he tweeted the line, but like that interception, that was the game. Like, neither offense was scoring touchdowns. That literally changed the complexity of the game. Like, he don't throw that interception, they probably walk out of Seattle with a win. You know what I'm saying? Because they was close to scoring on that drive he threw the interception. So that's my thing with Arizona, man. It's still like Kyler Murray, he like on the fence. Like, he want to be great or not. Like, he just one of them guys, man. So, but shout out to Seattle, man. They brought the defense a hard hat, man. Geno ain't played a good game, but they did enough to win the game. Shout out Seattle. And like I said, man, that division over, man. I still don't know who's going to win it.
Yeah, it's up for grabs. Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's definitely up for grabs. I think, I'm not saying you don't say this, but I think Kyler Murray could be better. But again, you need things to go for. You just had a bad throw. I didn't like the throw. I just said it was a stupid interception. But I'm not saying you are, but I'm not giving up on Kyler. I believe in him. I think he's great. I think he's the guy. And I think Arizona will definitely be in contention as this division plays out. I think it'll come down between them, the Rams, and Seattle. I think the Rams are slightly a little better than Seattle, but I still think Arizona is in pole position to win this division. Next game we're going to go over is the San Francisco 49ers and the Green Bay Packers. So, ladies and gentlemen, usually when we break games down, we try to make it sound all educational and we watch the games. Ladies and gentlemen, we watched this game. We saw what happened. This basically came down to two things. No Brock Purdy, no Nick Bosa, no chance in hell. There you go. That's how you get 38-10, Green Bay. Brandon Allen, I mean, come on. He's a backup for a reason. It is what it is. You're missing your best defensive player, Nick Bosa. Takes the heart away from the team. Jordan Love played a great game. No turnovers. 13-23, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns. I love what coaches are doing now. Tim and others might be offended at what I'm about to say. Ladies and gentlemen, you know why the Chargers are winning? Tim, I know what I'm about to, you might disagree with him, but they're running the ball. They're playing ground and pound. We're going to run the ball, minimizes the time that the quarterback has to throw the ball, and we're going to play ground and pound and play defense. Ladies and gentlemen, would you know that Josh Jacobs had 26 attempts rushing? Jordan Love had 23 passes. They ran the ball over 40 times yesterday. He threw the ball 23 times. Ground and pound can work, ladies and gentlemen, if you do that. If you got the talent to do it, it can work.
Yeah, this game, man, the 49ers, defensively, they didn't look good yesterday. Tackling-wise, they missed a lot of tackles. Jacobs ran hard, so I get it. But the game really changed. Like, the 49ers did have a shot in the game. I think the game really changed when Debo, out of halftime, Debo ran the kick return 87 yards. They got what I call, it was a bad holding call. Even, I want to say, what's the name was on the call last night? I mean, was it Brady?
Yeah, Brady was on the call. Brady,
yeah. I want to say Brady, both Brady and the other, I can't think.
Kevin Burkhardt.
Yeah. They both said the holding call was bad. Like that.
It was a bad holding call. It should have been. Debo should have got the yards he got.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. That really, to me, I mean, we could argue if they would have won. I don't think they would have won, but they get the ball at the 8. You know what I'm saying? 7-17. They score a touchdown. It's 14.
Now 17-14. Now you in the game.
It's a different game. So. But yeah, I mean, Packers did what they was supposed to do. They beat a banged up team.
Beat a banged up team.
No excuses for the 49ers, but Packers did what they were supposed to do. Shout out to Packers.
Absolutely. And that NFC North, Lord have mercy. I mean, you talk about a murderer's row. I mean, Jesus. I mean, like, man, look, I mean, the Lions are 10-1. The Vikings are 9-2. The Packers are 8-3. That is crazy. All 3 of those teams are making the playoffs. It ain't even no doubt about it.
No, for sure.
So, and the good thing about that division is they all have to keep winning. So the Lions have to play their best because not only do they have to worry about the Vikings, they have to worry about your Philadelphia Eagles right there at 9-2. The Eagles 9-2 or 10-2?
9-2.
9-2. So my thing is that like they're gonna have to keep playing. So that makes this division even more and more exciting because guys can't sit down. Like in the NFC West, NFC East, the Eagles could start sitting people because they already won the division. They're not, but I'm just saying they could.
Yeah,
basically wrapped up. You can't do that in the North, NFC North. 10 wins, 9 wins, 8 wins, murderer's row, man. Murderer's row. The last game that we picked from last week, see right here at the bottom of the screen, ladies and gentlemen, the Ravens and the Chargers. We both picked the Chargers. All we can say is the better team won. That's all we can say. The better team won. Our week 12 observations from the NFL. As always, my kind good brother, I always let you start us off. So I start us off with your observations from week 12.
So I love giving people nicknames, man. I've been doing since I was a young fella. I got a nickname for my boy, man. Yosemite Sam Donald, baby. my man. I'm not gonna say it's a divisional game. The Bears record is not good, but the Bears, they not a sorry team. They like mediocre. And he played some good ball, man, because they almost tried to get that game away, but I ain't never seen they try to get that game away. If anybody watched that game, but my boy played, he was 22 or 34, 330 yards and 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. So I got to shout him out. That's the 3rd clean performance in a row. It looks like he's getting back on track. The offense getting back on track. Even without Justin Jefferson doing much yesterday, I know they was doubling him a lot. He got Addison going. Addison was cooking yesterday. So shout out to them. Aaron Jones did his thing as well, but shout out my boy Yosemite Sam, man, the gunslinger.
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam. Next one, man. So, if you watch the show, man, JD been telling y'all the Texans have been regressing. I hope y'all starting to see what we were saying 4 weeks ago. I know y'all don't really be paying attention. But we said this before. We said it was when the record was good. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. I didn't say it when they on a losing streak. We said this when the record was good. I told you it wasn't looking good. But yeah, especially like Stroud definitely in a slump. I ain't even gonna talk about him too much. But that defense yesterday, they made Will Levis look like an NFL quarterback yesterday. I'm watching that game like, God, that's the same Will Levis I talked about a couple weeks ago. That's the same, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I just want to say that's the same guy I call ass. And I was talking about I might owe that man an apology. So
like that's how bad the Texas defense looked yesterday. They made him look
amazing,
like something special.
Amazing.
You know what I'm saying? So Texas, man, D'Amico Ryans, man, you're a defensive guy too. Like Stroud struggling, but the defense ain't stopped nothing yesterday. Like, what's going on?
Not at all. Nothing. Ain't stopping paint from dry.
You know what I'm saying? The next one. Boy, when you're right, you're right. Y'all remember when I told you Saquon Barkley? I told you he can win Offensive Player of the Year, and he might, if they really vote, he could win MVP. If you didn't watch the game last night, you know I updated you on the stats from.
Give him an update. What's Saquon do?
Last night he ran 26 times for 255 yards.
Damn.
I said 255 yards.
255. Okay.
2 touchdowns. And he had 4 catches for 47 yards. I told you that boy different, man. I told y'all he was the best running back, but yeah, I know. Y'all gonna understand a lot of this stuff I say. It makes sense. Like, you just gotta watch it. I watch it. I tell you. Last thing, man. AFC, yeah. Y'all might. I know the Tua jokes was funny when y'all thought he should retire. Or that boy made the right decision.
He did make the right decision.
He didn't need to retire nothing.
Not at all.
Just don't run the football here first. You fine. That boy been cooking, man. Watch out for Miami. I think they sneak in the playoffs, man. With that bad start, you look at the schedule. I think they got the Jets, Titans, the Patriots. The hardest game, I think, is the Chargers, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they schedule pretty favorable on the way out. So hey, look out for Miami, man.
That's a great observation. That was actually one of my observations. I agree with you. I think that last spot gonna come down between Denver and Miami, and I think Miami can got enough to overtake them. That's a great observation, ladies and gentlemen. This brother knows what he talking about. I mean, he tells y'all. He been telling y'all about the Texans, like he said. He was on it about Saquon. You found me? Well, let's just say we were on it about the Texans. I had an argument today with a great uncle of mine. I love him dearly. I don't want to take credit on the Texans being down, but we called this weeks ago. The Texans were as high as everybody wanted them to be, and we were like, yeah, we're not seeing it. Like the offense, something missing there. The defense a little shaky. So, best co-host in the game, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I call him that. The brother knows his stuff. Now, for my observations, Week 12 observations, Bo Nix is your new offensive rookie of the year. Yeah, that guy. The Broncos, ladies and gentlemen, I owe Sean Payton an apology. I thought what you did last year to Russell Wilson was mean. It was unjust. It was uncalled for. It wasn't needed. Well, Sean Payton can say, Josh, that's why I'm a coach and you doing what you doing. Stick to doing what you're doing. I'm a coach. He got his quarterback. Bo Nix, ladies and gentlemen, 25 of 42, 273 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0. Let me repeat this. 0 interception, 0 turnovers. That is the most important stat a quarterback can have. 0. You see that right there? 0. Whatever I you want it to be. 0 turnovers. The most important stat for a quarterback. The Broncos have a very good defense. And that's why they held the Raiders. Again, the Raiders are not the best team. That's why they held the Raiders to 19. But Bo Nix is your new offensive rookie of the year. My next observation. Tim hit on one team in South Florida. So I'm going to hit on both teams in South Florida. And Tim said that Miami will make the playoffs. I agree with that. Is this other team in Florida? Shh, don't say nothing. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have an easy schedule. I will think Carolina will be a hard game. We saw what they did with Kansas City. But other than that, their hardest game should be the Chargers. And if Tampa Bay can win out, they'll be 10-7. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Miami Dolphins, both teams started off slow. They'll get hot. Both teams will make the playoffs. The best team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions. They have it all. They can beat you running. They can beat you passing. And if they play a little defense to hold the team to 6 points, I get it as Anthony Richardson. But if that defense can come along with that offense, they will be in New Orleans. The question is just who will they be playing? So I love what I'm seeing from the Lions. They're getting everything together. Off, like you said, football is a three-phase sport: offense, defense, and special teams. Love their special teams with the punter and the kicker Bates. Love their offense. It's just the defense. Can the defense be between average and a little bit above average? If they're average to slightly above average, this Detroit Lions team will go to the Super Bowl. Finally, my last observation: division games. The Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. The Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears. The Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders. The Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. The New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. That's 6 division games. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. It was 7 division games this week. Ladies and gentlemen, records don't mean SHIT. It matters about who comes to play that day. What are you on that day? Are you trying to win that day? Ladies and gentlemen, the Steelers had a way better record than the Browns. They beat them. The Commanders had a way better record than the Cowboys. The Commanders had a way better record than the Cowboys. The Cowboys won. The Texans had a better record than the Titans. The Titans won. The Vikings and the Bears. The Vikings had 8 wins going into that game. The Bears had 4. It was a close game. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to bring your name. When you play these football games every Sunday, these players need to bring their games. Because your name and your record ain't going to get you nowhere. You bring your games against these division hard-hat opponents. These teams know each other. Look at Lamar Jackson. He struggles against the Steelers. Why? They play him twice. Division rivals have what you like to do on standby. They've been watching since you've been coming into the league, no matter who you are. These division games are hard games because they know each other. So don't just think because your team is favored, they should win. That's not how this goes. Like you don't have to bring your name, bring your game.
For sure.
You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. Week 13 of the NFL. Let's start off with a Thanksgiving feast. 8:20 NBC. The Miami Dolphins at the Green Bay Packers. Start us off, brother. Who you like?
Man, Miami, they definitely still in the playoff hunt. The offense looking real spooky since 2 of them back. The Packers are a solid team to me. They trying to become a real threat. Like I think they're getting their feet like grounded. I think they're trying to make some noise to becoming like a legit threat. But give me the Dolphins, man. Tua and them, man, it's clicking right now, man. That offense hard to stop. I don't see the Packers stopping them too much either. Only thing about Miami, their defense normally bend but don't break style. But Love been he ain't turning over last week, but I think
He did not.
I think he goes back to his regular ways this week and turns the ball over. So give me the Miami Dolphins on the road.
Oof. I was feeling that pick. And I think Miami gonna make the playoffs. But I'm gonna take Green Bay in this game just because it will be 28 degrees in Lambeau Field on Thanksgiving. I think the Packers are the better team, and I think they'll be more ready to play in that type of weather.
Right.
So I do like Miami. Miami will be 5-7 at that point, so they have to more likely than not maybe win out. Maybe it may have spared for one loss, but I'm gonna take Green Bay in this game. I think the Packers are the better team. Jordan Love, as long as he don't turn the ball over, they will run the ball with Josh Jacobs down the Miami's throat, and I think that'll help Jordan Love not turn the ball over. So I'll take the Packers at home on Thanksgiving. Get a nice turkey leg after they beat Miami on Thanksgiving. Get a nice turkey leg. Next game we're going to go over Sunday at 1 o'clock. The LA Chargers at the Atlanta Falcons. I'll start us off. I'm taking the Chargers. They're the better team. They're the more hungry team. To me, they'll be the more desperate team. And again, I just think they're the better team. I expect them to run the ball on the Falcons. The Falcons cannot stop the run. Big game for Gus Edwards. Big game for J.K. Dobbins. Justin Herbert will make timely throws as he always been during the season, playing top 5-ish, top 6-ish quarterback of this season. Give me the road team. I like the Chargers.
Man, this game, man, it's like Atlanta coming off a bye. They motivated because Bo Nix and them just whipped on them. Chargers, who play tonight, definitely are the better team to me. And since they've been opening up the passing game a little bit more, I think the offense been a little bit more diverse. So you just can't load the box for JK and Gus. Everything in me telling me I want to take Atlanta so bad, but unless they force a turnover, I don't see that happening. And Herbert's playing too clean right now, so I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go with the Chargers, man.
Good pick. Good pick. Good pick. I love it. We both picked the Chargers for different reasons. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. If going off what you're saying, if the Falcons lose this game, they'll be 6-6. Yeah. And if the Buccaneers can somehow beat Carolina at 4:05 on Sunday, the Bucs would be 6-6. And NFC South is getting very, very interested.
It is.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
No. I agree. Yeah, I told you. Yeah.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, we both picked the Chargers for different reasons.
Yeah. I knew you was. Once I picked the game, I knew you was picking the Chargers.
I mean, I'm taking the Chargers. You know, I love Jim. You know my guy Justin Herbert. That's my guy. That's my guy Justin Herbert. Now y'all gonna take him from me. You feel? That's my guy. And Justin Herbert be my guy on Sunday and go in there and handle business. I really love you. That Justin Herbert, you go in there and handle business. We're gonna find a way to get you the first ever highly opinionated t-shirt and hat combination. You ain't gotta ever wear it, but we're gonna find a way to give it to you, brother. That's how much I need you on Sunday. Thank you very much, Justin Herbert. I knew you was top 5 all this time. That's why I've been so hard on you. Yep, Tim, you know this. You're hard on your loved ones. You know that, bro. You're hard on the people that you love. You see talent. You see goals. You see aspirations.
Right.
You're not living up. Justin Herbert, keep doing you, bro. I love you, bro. Top 5, top 6, my guy. The last game we're going to preview is, ladies and gentlemen, you see it on your screen. Philadelphia Eagles, 9-2 against currently the 7-4. The Baltimore Ravens will either be 8-4 or 7-5 when this game happens. Sunday, 4:25. This is a CBS. Jim Nash, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson on the call. Usually I let you go first, but I think I can see who you're picking. So I'll let you go last, let you get it all out. I am going to take the Baltimore Ravens to win this game. I think that they'll need the game a little bit more than Philly. I think Philly's playing well, playing great. I agree with you. If you're being unbiased, the MVP of the league currently is Saquon Barkley. So for me, if the Ravens can stop Saquon Barkley and make Jalen Hurts throw, kind of like what the Eagles want to do with Lamar, stop the run, make him throw, you have a better chance of beating the Eagles that way. I think the Baltimore Ravens will find a way to do that. So I am taking the Baltimore Ravens at home to beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
So I do agree with the first point, man. Oh, first of all, I'm masked up because first of all, it's Ravens week, right? So
yes.
I'm masked up because it's going to be a rivalry at the bank, man. It's a rivalry. It's a rivalry. So I'm already ready. I've been ready since they dropped the schedule. Ravens fans been calling me, you know what I'm saying, since the schedule dropped. So, you know, I'm prepared. So I'm already prepared for what's about to happen. Unfortunately, I'm not going to the game. It's going to be 38 degrees. I will not be in attendance.
Okay.
But I will be there in spirit, and I will be talking to Sirianni and them this week, so they know what to do. They know to take care of business for me. But that first point you said, man, I think the Ravens going to come out, man. They're going to be desperate, especially if I think what happens tonight. If the Chargers do what I think they do tonight, Ravens going to be desperate, man, so they're going to come out fast. I think it's imperative because the Eagles normally start a little – they don't start slow, but that first quarter, they not scoring any touchdowns.
Take them a little while to get started.
Yeah, so, like, it's imperative next week they start faster because I'm telling you, the Ravens, they going to come out. They got to because their season going to be in the line, like you said. But I think overall they the better team. Like I think they're gonna stop Henry. The young corners, I love both of the corners.
Cooper DeJean, Quentin Mitchell, Quavion Mitchell.
Quentin Mitchell, aka
Quentin Mitchell, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Quentin Mitchell. They call him Guantanamo Bay. You know what I'm saying?
Lockdown.
They call him Guantanamo Bay. He be locking things up. It ain't gonna be too many catches on that side of the field, so you gotta go the other way. Slay got hurt last night, but he might not. That's a big. It's big and not so because we got Isaiah Rodgers and Cooper DeJean both playing real good football, and that D line. Y'all don't know if y'all seen him versus Matthew Stafford and now.
Ooh.
That D line is different over there. So like you know what I'm saying. And to your point, like I said, like the other point you made about stopping Saquon, that's not a bad theory, but them two guys on the outside bad too. So it's like Jalen Hurts ain't really. I think me personally, I think this is going to be his best game of the year because I think the Ravens going to sell out to stop. They're going to have to because if they don't sell out to stop, surely it's going to be a repeat of what we just saw last night. Absolutely. So like I think they're going to sell out to stop him. Smith, we don't know if he's playing because he missed last week because of hamstring. That might be, you know what I'm saying. We might not have him, but I like the Eagles, man. Meet me down the bank for the rivalry, man. Meet me down the bank.
Man, oh man. You definitely make great points. Stopping Saquon is harder because of AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Guy. I like what they're doing with Dotson, Gainwell out the backfield, Barkley out the backfield. I like what they got, but when you play, you know this, you coach. Like you have to make a team one-dimensional. So to me, their best attribute is running. Yeah. Once you take that away, now you make Jalen Hurts a passer. The questions you have about Lamar Jackson passing, I have those same questions about Jalen Hurts passing. Not necessarily saying he can't pass. I don't think you think Lamar can't pass. It's just that when you take away their best option, what do they have left to counter that? So for me, I think the Eagles right now are the better team. I definitely agree with you on that. But I think the Ravens will find a way to muster up. I feel like they're going to have to win this game. So I know that you have some friendly wagers, and next week's guest should be a great guest when we all get together and recap from last week from the Eagles and the Ravens game of that happens next week. So I can't wait for that. Sadly, my co-host will not be at the game, but I love my co-host because he's smart. Nobody gonna go outside and sit out there in that freezing ass weather that we watch the game at home. So I get that, understand that, smart man for that. Can't wait for this game to be played, man. We know that Tim's inbox is gonna be jumping next week, one way or another. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to our next segment, as the season progresses, we obviously you've seen how we do. We pick 3 games. We can't go over every NFL game. We'll be on here for 5 hours. So we have a new graphic, new segment, if you want to call it, notable other games. So I want to give a shout out to Arizona at Minnesota. Arizona is 6-5. Minnesota is 9-2. That game is Sunday at 1:00 on Fox. I want to give another honorable mention to the Rams, 5-6 Rams at the 4-7 Saints. That's a big game for NFC playoff contention. That's Sunday at 4:05 on Fox. And then the last one, the San Francisco 49ers at 5-6 at the 9-2 Buffalo Bills. Sunday night football. That's on NBC. Ladies and gentlemen, these 3 games, again, we're not picking them. You guys see the graphic right here. These games are very important for all teams that's in it. San Francisco have to win. The Rams and the Saints, they play against each other. They have to win. And the first game with the Cardinals and the Vikings, the Cardinals need to stay within that race to win the NFC West. So other than the 3 games you pick here, other notable games to watch out for. It should be a great weekend of NFL action.
Definitely.
College basketball is in the show with that, like we always do. Man, it's a big week in college basketball. You have Feast Week. So you have different tournaments from the Maui Invitational to the Fort Myers Classic to the Champions Classic, whatever. Like you got all different type of feast week games going on, stuff like that. So I wanted to, as you guys can see on the screen, we have the games up. Just go over a couple games that caught my attention. On Monday, number 4, Auburn plays number 5, Iowa State at 9:00. On Tuesday, Number 7, Houston plays number 8, Alabama at 8 o'clock. Number 12, Duke, off their big win at Arizona on Friday. They play Kansas at 9 o'clock. On Wednesday, you have number 23, Texas A&M playing number 14, Creighton at 6:30. Then number 24, Rutgers plays number 8, Alabama at 10. On Thursday, you have Thanksgiving. You guys can watch football. You also have college basketball on. And the marquee game on Thursday to me is number 20, Arkansas versus number 25, Illinois. That game is at 4 o'clock on Thursday. Again, you guys see the schedule. You guys see the games that we've highlighted. Tim, what game, obviously, we picked these games. What game jumps off the screen to you, my brother?
That Auburn game sounds real interesting.
Auburn and Iowa State Monday at 9.
Yeah, I like to see because Iowa State normally, the coaching style normally they play great defense. Normally can't score with the best, but they play amazing defense. So it's hard to score on them. So they normally pressure you, make you make bad decisions. And that's normally how they win. And you said Duke play who again?
Duke plays Kansas on Tuesday.
That's gonna be a good game because two big blue blood schools. That's gonna be good. Cooper Flag looks. I'm not gonna say as good as advertised yet because it's only been 4 games, but Cooper Cup looks real good. I watched a little bit of that Arizona game. They put it on Arizona to me because I thought it would be a better matchup in my opinion. So
I thought so too, especially with the Duke killer and Caleb Love. I can't stand.
Yeah, Caleb Love. They got what I'm saying. He was like a super senior. He been there about 6-7 years for real in college. So
he been there too damn long, if you ask me.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely them 2 matchups for sure. I'm gonna try to peek in, man, while I'm eating my turkey, man. I'm gonna see if I really can have.
Well, the good thing about that is that the games on Thursday, the first 2 games on Thursday with the NFL, you have the Bears at the Lions, 12:30 CBS. Then you have the Giants, Tommy DeVito versus Cooper Rush.
Yeah,
and that's not
fun. Yeah, true that.
You can start flipping channels, start thinking about what you're going to buy for Christmas, start thinking about where you want to go for Black Friday during that game. The best game is actually Thursday at 8:20 with the Dolphins and the Packers. So you're right, bro. I love the games that you picked out. I got one specifically I want to talk about, Houston and Alabama. That's Tuesday at 8 o'clock, number 7 versus number 8. Like you said with Iowa State and Auburn, two contrastive styles. Houston likes to play defense, muck up the game. Alabama likes to shoot those threes and get the ball up. And that's kind of what Auburn likes to do. Auburn plays Iowa State Monday at 9. They want to do the same thing. Auburn wants to shoot threes. Iowa State wants to play defense and grind up the game. So can't wait for these feast week games to continue. Like I said, with the tournaments, we don't even have all the matchups yet, aren't being set up, stuff like that. So should be a great week of college basketball. And you guys have the option of college basketball, the NFL, college football. Great time to be a sports fan. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for watching episode 15 of Highly Opinionated. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. For the best producer in the game, Ross. For the best co-host in the game, Tim. I'm merely Josh. We guys will see you next week. We out.
Appreciate y'all.
Meet Tim at the bank.